Hello everyone, it's Leo, and 2024 is almost here. And when 2024 arrives, we wait just a little bit and a new Precure season will arrive and grace us with new friends. Wonderful Precure is coming February 2024, and in this video, I want to share my wishes and thoughts for the new season. We've already seen the leaks, but I want to do two parts in this video. In the first part, I want to talk more like general ideas without focusing on the leaks we've already seen. So if you are someone who hasn't seen the leaks and is avoiding to see them, just wanting to see them after the official reveal, this first part is totally fine. It's totally spoiler free. And in the second part, it's going to be more of a spoiler-ish, leak-ish part in which I'll talk more specifically about the leaks and what I want to see from the cures that we kind of already know. We know a little bit of them, but there's obviously more and more to come. So let's start. First off, I have to talk about this, which is something I think Precure in general brings to the forefront, which is the fighting scenes. This time, I really want intense and chaotic and fun fighting scenes. I always go back to Happiness Charge Precure. Happiness Charge had so many interesting and fun fights. I remember watching Happiness Charge and seeing Cure Lovely fight, and I always thought, Cure Lovely has so much fun as Cure Lovely. Megumi, when she became Cure Lovely, she had so much fun fighting, and I really wanted to see that again in this season. I wanted to see the girls having fun. I wanted to see the girls like with bouncy and fun sub attacks and creating different techniques in the fighting scenes. I just wanted to be chaotic and good. Form changes based on animals, that would be very nice, since Wonderful Precure seems to bring animals to the forefront of the theme of the season, so that would be very fun. If we don't have like those specific power-ups or form changes in terms of like animals, we could have at least like power-ups in their regular attacks. So if each cure has a solo attack, they could have some like special animal power-ups. Like, okay, the pink cure has a dog power-up for her main attack. The purple cure has, I don't know, a bird power-up for her attack, something like that. I think it would be fun. Star Twinkle did this with the star signs as power-ups, but I think they could go an extra mile in Wonderful Precure. Why not? Another thing that we already know about this season is that the action is going to happen in a place called Animal Town. And while we don't know much of it, we do know, or we can guess at least based on the name, that it's going to be a place in which humans and animals will live together. And I feel like it would be very interesting if we saw a city that would be very alive and with lots of things happening and a lot of development in terms of the city itself. I want the place where the season takes place to feel like a character of its own. This happened a lot in Tropical Rouge, for example, in which I felt that the room that they stayed in doing their club activities, it really felt like a character to me. And I really liked that. Oishina Town from Delicious Party kind of gave this vibe as well. I feel like they could have gone an extra mile there, but it was also fun to see. And I wish Animal Town feels like that. It would be a very nice change of pace to Hirogaru Sky, because Hirogaru Sky is focusing everything they can on the girls themselves. And I do think that's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I think that's the best decision ever. You know how much I love Hirogaru Sky Precure, right? So I don't have a problem with Soroshido or Skyland, not having too much of a development. I don't care. Actually, I think it's a good thing for Hirogaru and the way it works. But I would like to see this different focus in Wonderful Precure as well. Another thing that I want to see this time in the villain side of the show is lots of villains, lots of generals. I feel like the past few seasons gave us 3 or 4 or maybe like some temporary ones to bring in the heat, but they got disposed of very easily, like Batamonda from Healing Good, for example. But in general, we have like a trio, and that's kind of it. I want to see more. I want to see something like Hugto with lots and lots of villains coming and going, and maybe changing, not having like only one general attacking. her time. And another thing that I would also like to see is to have generals that rival the cures as well. Each cure having some sort of rival in the generals, and we would see like a solo fight between the cures and the generals as well. We saw that in Heartcatch and Happiness Charge, for example. They all had the kind of like their rivals. I mean, Heartcatch gave us a rival for Marine, one for Marine and one for Sunshine, at least in their last battles. And Moonlight also kind of had Dark Precure as well. So that was a nice thing. And, you know, Happiness Charge also gave us a final battle between each cure and a general. That was very cool. And I would like to see that this time being repeated in Wonderful again. It's been long overdue for them to give us this. I would love it. And, you know, I am obviously going to ask for my diva villain. I like buff, big, burly villains. You guys know about it. But I also want my diva. I also want my flawless queen on the villain side to root for her and to love her. So I would really like to see that again. And I also want the villains to be very corny, very fun, and very chaotic as well. You know, I like cruel villains. I like fierce villains as well. But I don't know. I feel like Wonderful will have such a lighthearted vibe. I don't know why. This is just a feeling I have. I might be very wrong in this. But if we have this lighthearted vibe, I just want the villains to be very chaotic, very fun, just like the main team. You know, I really want the main team to be very chaotic as well. Let's see what we're going to have. And one last thing I would like to see before we go on to the spoilery section is character songs being incorporated into the show. I feel like character songs in Precure are usually very good and they're so on brand with the characters. But I really think that they could highlight and they could enhance the character arcs we see. So if they incorporated the songs in the cures, in the cure episodes, in their arcs, in like intense battles they have, it would be super amazing. Kita Kita Precure did this majestically. But I really want them to do it again. So why not have this? I would love to see this. And another thing that I would like to see in this show that I just thought of is to have the girls be more active in the Precure side. Like when they're not transformed into Precure, I want them to be talking about the battles. I want them to be talking about their powers. I want them to be thinking of new strategies. You know, when they're human, they're living their lives, okay, but you know, they're strategizing, they're talking about past experiences in battles. That would be fun, and I think that would be a fresh thing. You know, I would like to see that. Now we enter the spoilery, the leak section of this video, in which I will talk specifically about the leaks and the cures that we've already seen. So if you haven't seen them, this is your cue to close the video. Go listen to XG. I am vibing with XG lately. Anyways, leak time, spoiler time. You've been warned. Let's go. Let's start talking about Cure Wonderful. I love Cure Wonderful's design. She seems so happy and so energetic. So what I really want from Cure Wonderful is this bubbly girl who really wants to enjoy life, and she thinks that everything is wonderful. There are lots of theories that she could be a dog or a mascot from this season, and like she turns into a human because of something. And I would like to see, if that's the case, I would love to see her discovering the magic of being a human, discovering the magic of enjoying life, you know, daily lives, how simple things can be super, super wonderful. And I would like to see that. I think that Precure is usually able, the narrative of Precure is usually able to get like simple things, like a simple friendship you have with someone, and put a highlight on that and show how majestic that can be. Oh my God, I used that word again. And how wonderful it can be. You know, I feel like Precure in general has this power of turning something that for us is mundane, is something that we live every day and don't think much about it. It's able to highlight that and turn that into something magical. So I think if that's the case with Wonderful, I would love it. You know, not talking about her Cure persona, Cure Wonderful, talking about Komugi, talking about who we think is Cure Wonderful. I would like to see her as this super bubbly girl who enjoys life to the max and thinks everything is wonderful. So, to contrast with this bright and chaotic personality from what I want Cure Wonderful to be, I would like Cure Friendly, who is supposedly her partner. We don't really know the dynamics of this team, but I believe that both of them are going to be like very close friends. I don't know. I want Cure Friendly to be more of the quieter type, and she is going to be that special friend to Cure Wonderful that will help her enjoy and experience the wonderfulness of life. So if she is that supportive type of friend, I would like it. And there seem to be some sort of like detective vibes on her design. And so like she will not be like an active detective, but like she will look for things that can be wonderful, for Cure Wonderful to enjoy, And in the middle of this journey, she will discover more things about herself, and, she will blossom into something that I have no idea, but I will also love to see. Now for the other two cures that are my favorites based on the leaks. Cure Nyami is a very peculiar name and design. I love her design immensely. And it's very nice that she seems to be, at least for now, she seems to be a blue cure. And I love that they're going for this icy blue color for her, like very light blue. She almost looks white in the leak, but I'm pretty sure she's going to be blue because her silhouette is blue. Cure Nyami has a very peculiar face. She has a sleepy face, which is something that we haven't seen in a cure before. And I hope this is not only a leak thing. Like, okay, she's only looking like that in that specific image, but she doesn't actually look like that. I really hope that she does look sleepy, and that is incorporated into her personality. That's part of who she is. She is that girl who is always lazy, who's always sleepy. She's always very like my pace. She is that type of character. And I would like to see that incorporated into her cure persona as well. Cure Nyami is a sleepy cure. I would love to see like this sleepy and slow transformation, this dreamy transformation. I would love to see that. And I would also love to see that incorporated into the fighting scenes from Cure Nyami as well. Cure Nyami could make the enemy sleepy, she could use like those cat moves that would like entice the enemy and make it sleepy. I don't know. I would like to see the sleepy part of her incorporated into her fighting moments as well. And now for Cure Lillian, who I think is going to be my favorite of this season. It could also be Nyami. It's going to depend. But, let's celebrate, baby, a green cure. Finally, I'm so happy. I'm over the moon. Honestly, I just love this so much. We are having a green cure in 2024. Amazing. So for Lillian, I really want Lillian to be the diva. You guys know how much I love a cure who serves, right? And so I want Lillian to serve. She is not serving, at least in the league. She's not serving in the hair department that much for me. I like bigger hair. So she doesn't have the amount of hair that I like. But I could get past that because she is green. And if she is a diva, if she has this diva persona, I would eat it up, baby. And so what I want from her, a diva persona. That's it. And I also want this diva persona to be incorporated into Cure Lillian. She is someone who will have a very divalicious transformation, and she will fight as a diva as well. She will go down the runway when she is fighting. She will throw her hair when she is fighting. She will pose when she is fighting, because why not? I would love to see that with Lillian. And other general things about the cures. If Wonderful and Friendly are like closer and like more of a duo type, I don't want them. Oh, before I go on, I don't know if I want them. I actually don't. I don't want them to have duo transformations because I like solo transformations more than duo transformations. Even though Heartcatch Precure did a very good job on this. Cure Blossom had her solo transformation, Cure Marine had her solo transformation, but they could transform together. I loved that. And if they could do that again, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun for Wonderful and Friendly and for Nyami and Lillian as well. But if they do transform together, I just hope the transformation is very good. But what I wanted to say is if they are indeed duos, or even if they're not duos, I wish we could see duo attacks. They could have their solo attacks, but also duo attacks. And just like Hirogaru did a very good job on this. I wanted to see this again. It would be fun, but I also want a group attack this time. Because in Hirogaru, we got a group attack only after Cure Majesty joined. I really wanted group attacks with the 4 of them. And then after the mid-season joins, we have other group attacks. I love when a season gives us lots of attacks. Bring us the stock footage, baby. And bring us also fights out of stock footage as well. I love seeing solo attacks used outside of stock footage. I think it's a lot of fun. That is another thing that I love seeing. And one last thing that is just like a very, very personal thing. I really love when a cure completely steals my heart in a season. I have lived this with Hirogaru Sky, with Cure Butterfly. And, you guys know, I love her. Ageha is my queen. She is my baby. She is my diva. I love her so much. She is everything to me. And I think that it helps, it doesn't help, but it intensifies the experience of a season. So I really hope a cure steals my heart away from this season. I wonder if it's going to be Lillian. I wonder if it's going to be Nyami. I wonder if it's going to be any other. I always have an open heart for every cure. And, as I said, I love Butterfly so much. But at any time, another cure can appear and snatch my heart, just like Butterfly did. So I always have my heart open for new cures, and I really am curious to see who is going to steal my heart this season, or if no one is going to steal my heart. I always have a favorite, but sometimes I just, they're just that, favorites of a specific season, but they're not like favorites of the whole franchise, like Butterfly, like Soleil, like Macaron, like Fortune, like Moonlight. So like Muse, like the ones that I love more intensely, So I'm just curious, and I'm excited to see who is going to be my favorite this season. And I hope that my favorite is someone who steals my heart away like Butterfly did. I love when I have an intense passion for a cure like this. I think it's a very fun thing to have. Like this intense feeling is always very nice to have when it's a healthy thing, obviously. So that's another thing that I want. So yeah, basically, I think that's it. I want to invite you to join me on January 6th, which is going to be the reveal of this season here on Magical Cinnamon. The reveal is not going to happen here. It's going to happen on the official websites. But we're going to be live waiting for the website reveal. We're going to be like F5, F5, F5 until the website is open. And we're going to enjoy our first real look at Wonderful Precure. It's going to take place in our usual Saturday live streams. So, get your horses ready and join me if you can, obviously, so that we can enjoy this moment together. And I also invite you to put on the comments of this video, which are your wishes for Wonderful Precure. What do you want to see in this season? And what do you think about my wishes? Do you want to see more or less the same things as me? Do you want to see what I want to see, but in a different way? Please tell me in the comments. Let's keep talking about it. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. I want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. Thank you very much for supporting Magical Cinnamon. Thank you so much for standing by me. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.